Computer.
Don't be a loser.
For the love of God.
I'm Stephanie,
I'm Helen.
and we are here today with our podcast. And normally I write down a bunch of topics, and the topic that is weighing heavily on my heart, Helen's heart, and millions of others is the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
And something I need to say, because I know you'll have some comments too. I'm disappointed that people have chosen to celebrate the death of someone that is a son, a father, a husband. He's only 31.
Mhm.
I'm disappointed that the media constantly puts out snippets of information out of context so
Mhm.
that some of these people cheering think they're maybe cheering, even though I don't agree with cheering for anyone's death, but think they're maybe cheering for someone who was angry or mean or racist or some of these words. And if you look at the whole clip, he is actually very kind. He was someone who went to universities to speak to young people and debate with young people and try to educate young people on his beliefs and what he felt is the correct thing to do. He never name called, he never um, raised his voice. I shouldn't say never because I haven't seen every clip. So someone don't come on here and say he did it the one time. The numerous clips I've seen,
Yeah.
he let people have their voice and then he debated them. Now he was no nonsense,
Mhm.
but some of the topics are very serious. And he was filled with love. He brought a lot of young people, which I think is phenomenal, to God.
Mhm.
Um, open their eyes to a lot of things and open their eyes to the Republican Party, and the Democratic Party is not what it used to be. And now it's, in my opinion, it's no longer left versus right, black versus white, not even Americans versus other countries. It's good versus evil.
Yeah.
And that's my little intro. I'm just very upset. I saw the clip of his widow. It
Yeah.
sounds horrible to say, with this little 3-year-old and like 1-year-old,
Yeah.
and how strong of a speaker she was. And my heart just breaks. I also want to say I've seen some people say, well, now people are upset because it's a white man and not children. I don't think it needs to be a contest. I'm upset about all of them. I'm upset with this about the hate that I see
Mhm.
and the celebration. And that is just horrible to me. I didn't ever hear of anyone, thankfully, celebrating any school children's being shot or worse. Um, but
Yeah.
it's just terrible that people would be that way.
Yeah, no, it's an evil act done by an evil person, um, getting information, horrible, bad information from people who just have no regard for human life.
Hmm.
This, I don't even want to call him a person because I don't know how a person does this thing that took it upon himself to kill another human being simply because they had a differing view than what they had on various topics. First of all, you're an idiot and you deserve to never see the light of day ever again for doing such a heinous, evil act. What did this man do? This man was open to dialogue. He said, come, let's have conversation. Let's use our First Amendment right to disagree, but have a civil discourse. And actually, maybe we can find common ground. And maybe I can open your mind and your heart to something. And maybe you can tell me something that I didn't realize. And we can have that conversation. But they
Hmm.
didn't want that conversation. The people who didn't like him because he was spreading the word of Jesus, which is what he should be doing. Every Christian should be letting everybody know about Jesus because he is the salvation, because he was pro family. Well, yes, he's pro family. He's a Christian. He's a God loving, fearing man. He wanted to have people have their own minds and not just be indoctrinated. He wanted people to think critically and understand what's actually going on instead of just taking what somebody is telling them and say, oh, that must be the truth because that's what somebody told me. No, do your own research, figure things out, talk to people who have different points of view. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the whole point of growing. But these people, and they're high school and college kids and indoctrinated, which is why, quite frankly, he was a strong advocate as well for homeschooling because
Mm,
he knew what was going on in public schools. He knew what was going on in the college campuses. He knew all of that. Everyone
mhm,
knows it. It's not a place for people to actually grow, develop their minds, be able to think critically. They are being told this, and it's like if you even deviate a millimeter from what they're telling you, oh, you're a bad person, you're evil, you're this, you're that. It's like, no, you are the evil one when you cannot even stand to hear a differing opinion without losing your mind and start screaming and go to violence and call people names. First of all, I don't care. The word racist means nothing anymore.
I'm hearing a lot of people say that where they're like, it's been so
Who
overused or
cares?
such
It's
a,
like it means nothing.
it's like, well, we're not.
If everything and everyone is racist, then there's no meaning to that word.
Hmm.
You've destroyed that word. And guess what you also did? You did not destroy a man's legacy. You did not stop a man's mission. You did not deter anybody from carrying this mission on. All you've done is enable and anger and get millions of people ready to say, enough is enough.
Hmm.
Now, you've gone too far when you've taken a man's life, a good man. He did not do anything violent. He did not say anything negative about anyone. He spoke the truth, and people don't like the truth. And you know who doesn't like the truth the most? Evil people. People who cannot stand the truth are broken. They are missing something in their lives that made them turn this way where they just instantly go to hate. If somebody's even a little bit different than them, they're going to hate them. They're going to want to stop them. They're going to want to make sure that only their voice is heard and not any other differing opinion because their existence is so fragile that they cannot stand to even be considered wrong for even half a second because then their whole existence crumbles. These people are mentally ill, and a lot of them are evil, and a lot of them really just need to stop and think about what they are doing. And this is the media. This is politicians. This is professors. This is teachers. This is judges. This is attorneys. This is doctors, nurses, everybody. Anybody who was celebrating the death of this man. You don't have to agree with him
Any
politically.
man or woman.
You don't have to agree with him politically,
Right.
but you have to agree that he was a human being who did not deserve this to be his outcome in life. His wife was so courageous and so inspiring when she spoke. Like the
Hmm.
day after his passing, like within 48 hours of his passing, she was out there and she made the world know this is not the end. You've just started a new beginning. And his mission, his legacy will continue to grow. You knew the impact he had, even if people didn't realize it. All over the world, they're holding vigils for him. They're holding memorials. They're doing marches. They're praising him all over the world because
Hmm.
he was a good and righteous man. Not that he was a perfect man, but he spoke the word of God. And he wanted to just bring people to Jesus. He just wanted people to know salvation. He wanted people to know there is evil in this world and then there's good in this world. This
Hmm.
is the good. If you don't have to be one, no one's expecting you to be perfect. but you have to know the difference between good and evil, right and wrong, in order to be a successful human being, in order to be a saved human being, in order to be a productive human being. What was
Hmm.
wrong with that? What was wrong with him wanting it to be family, family first, God first, right? God,
Hmm.
family, then country. Those are really the three things. And you know what? I don't care about your friends. This is me now talking. I don't care about your friends. I don't care what your friends are doing and saying. You have to have your own mind. If you are just going to follow what other people are doing and saying because you don't want to feel left out or feel weird or be, have people think, oh, they're strange or wow, I can't believe you think differently than me, then you know what? You're still part of the problem. If you don't have enough courage and
Hmm.
conviction to live your life the way you know it should be lived, not the way that somebody's telling you, like, oh, no, you can't say this or you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. If you have to have people tell you how to live your life, then what kind of a life is that?
Right.
Not a life. That's not a life. You're going to wake up and when you're 50, 67 years old and go, what did I do? You wasted the life that God gave you because you were too afraid to actually stand up for what you knew was right, for what
Hmm.
you knew was going against evil. And there is evil. I don't care what anybody says. There is actual evil in this world. And we witnessed it. We witnessed it. And why did this idiot assassinate this man? Because he didn't like the things he said. And you know what? Here's another wake up call. Words are not violence. Words are words. Words
But
are
his message wasn't even violent. Like, so someone,
but that was their whole thing. People like, oh, well, his words were violence. And no, they weren't. His words were love. His words
except
were wake up. His
they,
words were let me help educate you. His
hmm
words were let's make your life better. Let's make the world better. Not,
except I have to say this. I think what happens is when these people are celebrating, they see snippets that the media feeds,
the
which
media is
when
horrible.
they take snippets out, and it's like that's not what he said.
Not
I've
what he
heard
said.
different people with different speeches. I'm like, I saw the whole speech. It was amazing. But the
Yeah.
media took this, and when you take it out of context, I'm sure that there could be numerous conversations that you and I have had, that I've
Oh,
had with my
yeah.
husband, whomever, that when you take it out of context, it sounds terrible.
Yeah. You know what? But still, again, it's words.
Yeah.
Words. Words do not kill people. Words are used for conversation. It's for dialogue. It's for moving forward something.
Hmm.
And what's sad is how many young people are complete idiots. They have no clue. And I'm sorry, when I see these people, I'm like, who's going to hire you? Who's going to want you in their office? Not me. If I see anything like that, I'm like, you are totally not even going to set foot in my office. Like, if you were that desensitized to a human being assassinated, a husband, a father, a son, a child of God, you have no empathy. You have no sense of moral compass. Why would I ever want you, let alone not even forget working for me? Why would I want you in my life at all?
Right. In any
I don't,
capacity.
I don't need you in my life. I don't have time for people like that. And I know like you have, I just don't understand the celebration. And I saw videos and I was sickened by these high
Yeah.
school and college kid people celebrating. What are you celebrating? Guess what? Do you not think that there are people who are even more vocal or more to the right than Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk was a gift to everybody. And now you're going to see who else is going to come in because there is a void in this mission now. And people are going to rise up in honor of Charlie Kirk to say, this will not die with this man.
Yeah.
It's going to continue. And you're going to have so many more people not afraid, because people were still afraid. They were like, oh, we don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to upset. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to do this. Guess what? That's gone now. People
Mhm.
who never were going to get involved are now getting involved. People who would not have stood up to say, oh, this is wrong. We really should be doing things this way, blah, blah, blah. They're going to stand up and have a voice now. And
Mhm.
what are you going to do? Now you're going to just go after every person? No. And by the way, did you see what happened after he passed away? There was no looting, no rioting, no fires, no this, no that. People got together and sang worship songs. People got together and prayed. People got together and consoled each other. And they did it in a way that was respectful to his memory,
Mhm.
respectful to his wife and children and to his parents,
Yes.
and in a way that made people say, you know what? This man was so amazing
Hmm.
that he's inspired millions of people around the world
Yeah.
to behave in a godly way, to
Hmm.
behave in a way that Jesus would be proud. And
Hmm.
I don't understand why this happened. I understand in the sense that people are evil and they're easily influenced and they don't have the ability to think for themselves. So they're going to do these things. And the devil and the enemy and whoever you want to say is going to use them because they're open vessels for it.
Right.
He knows who to use. He knows whose ear to whisper in. And
Right.
people just need to be strong and understand that this man, his mission is not over. I read after Erica Kirk's speech for Turning Point USA. I believe it was they received applications for 16,000 Turning Point chapters in high schools and colleges around the country. How
Wow.
amazing is that? That is his legacy. That is what happened. That is what they're getting for assassinating and try to silence this man. First Amendment rights being taken away? I don't think so. Just because you don't like what somebody is saying doesn't mean that they don't have the right to say it. And now you've just unleashed, you have no idea what has been unleashed in not just this country, but around the world. It
Oh,
is,
I saw. I can't think what the dance is.
oh, yeah, the
Samoan
hookah, yeah,
dance,
the hookah, haka, something like that.
haka or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It was so cool.
yeah.
The snippet I saw that. I mean, these men were doing this in honor of him, and there was
They had his picture.
signs with. It was beautiful.
Yeah, because they knew he was a good man. He was fighting evil. He was bringing light to so many people and bringing the truth and bringing people to understand you can think for yourself and you can think differently than those that are telling you that you cannot. You have free reign over your
Hmm.
life, over your mind, and you can do what you know is right.
Hmm.
And so it's horrible. I mean, I'm still so angry about it. And I just I just think about how sick and mentally ill so many people are in this country. And again, who was he? He was again a leftist. His apparently his boyfriend's transgender.
Oh,
And
I was like, I thought you meant Charlie Kirk, and I was like, I
nope.
have not heard any of these stories, but oh
No,
yeah,
no, no.
okay,
I'm talking
the
about the
shooter.
idiot who decided that he took it upon himself to assassinate Charlie Kirk. And I'm sure some he was talking to other people of his friends who were like-minded with him, too stupid and too narrow-minded to actually hear the message. But they just, oh, he likes Trump, so he automatically has to be bad. Oh, he's pro-family. Oh my God, what's horrible being pro-family? What's horrible about wanting a father, a mother, and children to be together, married, under the same household, living a productive Christian life? Oh, he's a Christian. He must be a horrible person. No, we're not. And he wasn't. And I don't understand this whole obsession and acceptance of saying and doing things against Christians, but not any other religion. You can't say anything about any other religion. And you know what's so funny? I saw a reel where somebody said the reason why Christianity is attacked so heavily is because it is the devil is it's the only religion the devil cannot infiltrate. The devil
Hmm.
can, and so he has to take it down in any way that he can. So you attack it, you attack it, you attack it. The devil doesn't care about Islam because he knows it's fake. He doesn't care about, Buddha. He doesn't care about Christian. He doesn't care about all these other religions. His sole purpose is to attack and take down Christianity. But think about it. What other time are any other religion attacked? Why is it so accepted in society all over the world? You can attack Christianity, you can make fun of it, you can say whatever you want about it, you can kill the Christians, it's insane. And nothing in the news is just like do, 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 whatever. No one can say they don't care. They don't care. And the news media is horrible. I don't understand how they're still around. I don't know who listens to them, who believes what they have to say. They are disgusting and they are complicit and they are also accountable for what happened to that man. Charlie Kirk was a great man who did not deserve this. His wife did not deserve this. His children didn't. His parents didn't. And one day, one day, people will realize how wrong they were with their behavior, with their actions, and with just how they viewed not just this man, but his beliefs, his mission, and just Christianity and the love of God as a whole.
Yeah, I see him a lot on TikTok, and he was I what stood out to me is, I tend to, I don't know if I want to say lose my cool or lose my temper if I get into a debate. He was calm,
Oh yeah.
cool and collected. And I thought he was older. I knew he was younger. I thought maybe he was more like late 30s. He was only 31 and he was so eloquent. He was such a great debater. I saw a reel or something this morning where they had made fun of him on South Park,
Oh
and he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"I'm on South Park. This is great. You got to laugh,"
Yeah.
because he
He
was a
went,
master debater.
yeah, yeah. No, it was just so funny. Yeah, and then they got mad because he didn't get mad, right?
I didn't know that part, but
Yeah,
yeah,
the
that's
leftists were mad because he didn't get mad. He loved
right.
it. And they're,
He-
so the amount of evil, crazy, mentally insane people in this world is unbelievable. And it's everybody's duty to let people know that there are good people in this world and to not be ashamed to say, number one, that you are a believer of God, a believer of Jesus, you're a Christian, and you're not ashamed of it. People
no,
are, you see, and he wasn't ashamed of it, and he was proud of it. And his mission was to make heaven crowded. I mean, that's what he said.
yeah,
And how many lives did turn to God, did accept Jesus, did see the errors of their way because of this man?
oh,
And how
yeah,
many more will continue to do so due
mm-hmm,
to the mission and his legacy continuing on? And
mm-hmm,
that is going to be really the next chapter is not shying away,
yeah.
being emboldened in a way to say, yes, this is who I am. And yes, this is the truth. And it's not my truth. It's not your truth. It's not that person's. God, Jesus, that's the truth. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I'm ever going to get over it.
I think it's horrific enough, but then what really just made it the nth degree worst was the people
Oh,
celebrating when I
yeah.
thought,
Yeah. All those horrible,
we
evil people,
yeah, we are doomed.
uneducated people.
We are doomed. I mean, again, even someone you don't like, I wouldn't celebrate anyone dying
No,
or getting ill or any of that stuff. I
no,
might say, I'm like, there's a phrase, what I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
exactly.
Where's that person or those people?
The humanity is gone. When you dehumanize somebody the way that the leftists and the media have dehumanized conservatives and Christians,
Hmm.
it's not a big deal. In his mind, he probably thought he was doing the world a favor by ridding the world of this person because this person doesn't deserve to be alive because the media told him and his professors probably told him and other outlets and networks probably told him that this is a bad guy and needs to be stopped. Well, guess what? He wanted to be the one to stop him, and he did. But what's going to happen is he's not stopped. He may have stopped him in the flesh, but he's not stopping everything he stood for. He's not stopping what he started, and he is certainly not stopping his mission and legacy from continuing on to help other people really see the light. I mean,
Right.
it's crazy to me that we live in a world that is this sick.
Yeah.
And for those who are celebrating him, shame on you. Shame on you for not having any humanity left in your soul. Because any real person, any real human being, even if they had just an ounce of humanity left in their soul, would be mourning this person. Not that because you agreed with him politically, not because you liked him, but because it was a fellow human being who lost his life needlessly.
Right. And it was on video
Oh,
where
yeah.
his wife and children were in attendance, and that's out there. That should be taken down. That's too,
It was, you know what, though? You, I agree,
I
but,
guess, free speech, but
well, free speech, but people need to know what they really did to him and how they did it. And there is no excuse for it. There is absolutely no excuse for it. I just don't understand how people could celebrate it, except for the fact that they have no humanity left in their own souls.
right.
The evilness has crept into them, and they are being used to do horrible things. And that's who they are. Can they be
Right.
saved? Yes, absolutely. If they accept Jesus, if they understand what the gospel really is all about, if they are ready to understand that they are not the most important person in this world. And that's what a lot of these people think, that the world revolves around them. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about you, in the sense that do what you want. Just don't hurt people. Don't hurt kids.
Yeah.
Don't hurt people. Like, what is the fascination that people have? People are like, oh, the Republicans and their guns. Look at all the past shootings and killings. Who's doing them? It's not Republicans. They're not Republicans. They're not conservatives. They are leftists. And therefore, you can't lecture me on this and say, oh, we need to have instill more gun laws. No, we don't. We just need to make sure that the right people are owning the guns and not the lunatics.
And more mental health. If you
Yeah,
if you're struggling, or you see your child or your friend or whomever, your colleague is struggling, help them.
yeah. And
Don't
God
just
bless
turn,
the father of the assassin.
I mean, think what they
He,
must be going through,
he turned
that
his
you're,
son in. Yeah, he helped turn him in. Those parents, I feel so bad for them because they did not raise their child to do this. They
no,
probably
who
have just,
would?
they're probably, I can't even imagine what they're going through. They're
No.
devastated.
Yeah.
Their child inflicted this much pain and evil into the world. I feel bad for them, and I pray that they're able to find solace in some and comfort in the fact that they did the right thing by turning their son in. And it's just, I can't even fathom, I can't even fathom having the mindset that this is what you want to do.
Yes.
I don't even care why he did it. It doesn't matter. There's no excuse, no excuse for what
Right.
he did.
even if he was spewing hate and name calling, that's still First Amendment. I mean,
It
I
is.
wouldn't like it, I wouldn't listen to it.
Yeah, that's
But
the whole
again,
point. Then
he
don't
was
listen to
having a
it.
dialogue, a debate.
Yeah, you don't have to be on that. You don't have to listen to him. He didn't force anybody to listen to him. People came up to him and
Hmm.
they wanted to debate, and he welcomed it. And he debated, and he's like, "Hey, this is the truth. This is what the
Right.
reality is." You know, and let me tell you why. Let me ask you clarifying questions. You can ask me questions.
Hmm.
I just, it's disgusting. And anybody who celebrated, I just can't even understand. And I pray that those people one day are wake up and realize what they were doing and
Hmm.
say, my God, I am, I can't believe that I was this way. How could I feel this way about a fellow human being?
Yeah.
So,
And I know you have a Bible study.
yes, I do.
So I'm going to wrap it up. I was going to try to wrap it up with a light story, but I don't feel like wrapping it up with a
Yeah,
light story because I still have a heavy heart.
I think we just need to let it be.
Yeah.
And we'll connect again and do another one of these and it'll be a different day,
Mm-hmm.
which means that we'll be in a different place in our minds and our hearts, but this will never be forgotten in my mind. Same as 9/11.
Yeah.
I will never forget 9/11. I will
Mm-hmm.
never forget Charlie Kirk and what they did to him. I mean, and I did anything that happens that's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot we need to pray for in this world. But the number
Yes.
one thing in my mind we need to pray for is people to wake up and realize that the enemy is not another human being. The enemy is Satan. And it's all of this evil is all over the world, and we just need to wake up and realize that there is only one way to defeat it, and that's through Jesus.
Yep. Love always wins.
Love wins. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right.
So, on that heavy-handed and heavy-hearted moment, I will sign off. And I'm Stephanie saying, don't be a loser.
I'm Helen. For the love of God.
Good night. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.